This is the Skoda, or Skoda as they like to pronounce it these days, Enyaq IV Coupé. Now the IV stands for Intelligent Vehicle, in case you didn't know. Thought I'd mention that. Now the Coupé version of the Enyaq, because the Enyaq, which was launched back in 2020, has sold hundreds of thousands of cars. It's a very, very popular electric SUV that Skoda produce. However, the new version, this is the Coupé version, has a lot more distinctive looks to it. It's also the most expensive car that Skoda produce, and if you buy it as a VRS, that's their top of the range, all singing sporty dancing model version if you like, it is the fastest car as well. Enyaq, by the way, gets its name from the Irish word meaning Enyaq, which is spirit or essence. Just thought I'd throw that one into the mix. But this Coupé version, launched in 2022, early 2022, is also proving very popular indeed. It's got those very distinctive looks, as I said. However, it's only available in 3 different trim levels, whereas the standard Enyaq is available in 5 different trim levels with different batteries. This car only gets the 1 battery and motor configuration. So, is it going to be as popular as your standard Enyaq? Entry-level car starts at £46,000 UK. So, let's have a look around it, let's see what we think, and check out whether we are going to get bang for our buck when it comes to the new Skoda Enyaq IV Coupé. You're watching me, AJ, on the Player YouTube channel, and if you've never seen what we do before, then feast your eyes on our 1.5 minute promo video, which is coming up now. This is how a car should sound. Listen to this. I didn't really push it either. I was just having a bit of fun. Oh, really? So there you have it, guys. Ferrari's over. My birthday present. Here we go. We're going to meet the crew and hopefully get the same. That's a real one.
I think it makes a good word.
We'll go with it. Nice to see you. Show us your big chopper, your helicopter. So here we are, the Morgan Roadster, where we're here for the Swiss Watch Show. And guys, guess what? It's another morning here out in sunny France. Entry-level Enyaq IV Coupés come with 1 motor attached to the rear axle, which means basically rear-wheel drive only. You get a standard battery throughout the range of the Enyaq IV Coupé. It's a 77 kilowatt battery, but we'll talk about batteries and charging and motors in a different section. What do you actually get for your £46,000 UK? Well, up front you will get a decent set of LED matrix headlights that come with an auto dip beam function. They are simply superb at night, absolutely amazing. You get a reasonable set of 19-inch alloys. If you jump up the trim levels, there are 20s and 21s available, but 19 on your entry-level car. You get a wireless charger for your smartphone down here. Really like that. You've got wireless Apple Play and Android mirroring as well. And on top of that, you've got your Bluetooth connectivity, a DAB radio, and there's a sat-nav built into it. However, I think if I'm driving this car and I've got the wireless Apple Play set up, I use my own nav system. But nevertheless, it's there when you want to use it. Additionally, we'll get cruise control, which is rather handy. You get some really nice, beautifully bolstered front seats here, both his and hers, his and his, whatever you want to call it. The driver's side on your entry-level car is electronically operated. You've got a different section down here on the right-hand side. You can set up your seat. It's quite a nice seat as well. You can get it all set up in a good position. And both front seats are heated, so during the winter you can have a nice warm bottom. Round at the back, last but not least, you will get an electronically assisted tail lift, which again, you know, is something that other manufacturers charge extra for, or you have to jump up to different trim levels. But with Skoda Enyaq IV Coupés, you get that all with your entry-level car. Mid-range Enyaq IV Coupés are known as 85X Sportline models, and they start from around 50,000 UK pounds. The reason they have the X in the title is because X stands for all-wheel drive when it comes to Skoda. So you've got all-wheel drive capability with this car because you have a motor at the front and a motor at the rear. So you are paying a little bit more money, but you're getting all-wheel drive. In addition to your entry-level car, you will get 20-inch rims. You get a lovely set of leather sport seats that are also heated up front, and a leather steering wheel, a leather sports steering wheel with, again, a nice heated function for during the winter. Top of the range, all singing, all dancing, Enyaq IV Coupés are known as the VRS models, and they start from 55,000 UK pounds. But you're going to get a car with all-wheel drive that will give you a 0 to 60 time in just over 5 seconds. And on top of that, it will come absolutely fully loaded. So when it comes to colour choices on your Enyaq IV Coupé, they're not exactly spoilt for choice. However, there are 7 different colour choices, and if you like blue, solid blue, then you're going to be in luck because it's included in the price whatever trim level that you go for. All the other colours, the other 6 choices that you've got, are going to be an extra, or from an extra 660 UK pounds. When it comes to choices of the trim and the different designs inside the car, there are a number of different choices, and I suggest when you go down to the showroom for your test drive, you have a chat with your Skoda salesperson, try and say that in a double sentence, and they'll explain all those different ones. One thing I can tell you is that entry-level cars do come with cloth trim, not leather seats. Just bear that one in mind. There are a number of add-on packs and a number of add-on extras, and rather than sit here and go through all of those, which I can tell you there are things like tow bars, head-up display, upgraded sound systems, things like that. There's also a max pack that they do, which includes things like the blind spot mirrors and all little extra bits and pieces. Again, it's something that you need to have a chat with your Skoda salesperson when you're down for your test drive, and they'll explain all of those to you as well. But there's one thing I'm going to suggest that you do buy for yourself, and it is really important. It's a heat pump, because the heat pump will save you on the range of this car, because it will allow you to put things on like your heated front seats and not affect the battery itself, the main battery. So the heat pump is definitely worth investing. It is an extra £1,025, but as I say, definitely worth putting on this car. Enyaq IV Coupés share a 77 kilowatt battery throughout the range, so all 3 trim levels will get the 77 kilowatt battery. However, your entry-level car is rear-wheel drive only. It gets a 210 kilowatt single motor attached to the rear axle. In combustion engine terms, that's about 204 brake horsepower. 0 to 60 take about 6.5 seconds with a top speed just over 100 miles an hour. These cars, electric cars, are not really known for their top speeds. It's more about how fast they get there, and this one being just over 2 tons is pretty quick, to be honest with you. The car will do between 3.8 and 4.2 miles per kilowatt. I'm currently getting between 3.7 and 3.9, so it's not far off exactly what the manufacturer is saying. You can charge this battery up to 135 kilowatts an hour. So as you probably notice, I'm on a 150 kilowatt charger at the moment, but it doesn't always mean to say you're going to get 150 kilowatts, because as you can see, I'm currently getting around about 100 to 120, which is still pretty good at the end of the day. But this car can only accept only up to 135 kilowatts maximum. That's going to take you, so if you're on a 10% to 80% charge, you know, it's going to take around 30 minutes. But again, that's going to vary according to where you are and, you know, exactly if there's anyone else on the charger and the time of day and the weather conditions. So you have to take all that into account. My recommendation is totally buy yourself a home charging station. An 11 kilowatt if you can get hold of one. Skoda are currently doing a deal on a 7 kilowatt home charger, but that will take about 11 or 12 hours to fully charge your battery overnight, which isn't as convenient as the 11 kilowatt, which will do it in around about 7 hours. And the cost, bearing in mind, if you can get a dual tariff for your home use, you could be looking at as little as 14 pence per kilowatt. Now that's going to make a huge difference when you compare it to charging out on the road at 84 pence per kilowatt. So, you know, at the end of the day, if you are going to run one of these cars and only use charging out on the road, it's going to cost you more than a combustion engine equivalent. So invest in that 11 kilowatt home charger, or take up Skoda on their offer and get yourself a free 7 kilowatt charger. Round at the back of the Enyaq IV Coupé, you get the electronically assisted tail lift with all the trim levels. So whichever one you go for, even the entry level, you've got that assisted tail lift. Once that tail lift is up, you've got a whopping 535 litres of boot space. However, that's actually 50 litres less than a standard Enyaq due to that sloping roof, that coupe version at the back there. When the seats go down, they're a 60-40 split, you'll get a huge massive 1,700 litres of boot space, which is easily going to swallow up a couple of bikes with the front wheels left on, a couple of push chairs, prams, or even, you know, half a dozen of our favourite dog variety. Additionally, you will find a nice little 12-volt adapter in there. So if you're into your kayaking and you want to blow up your portable kayak, or you want to pump up those bike tyres, you're going to be able to plug that in there. But I think that was initially intended for the latex pump and the latex and pump that you get with this car, because you can't put a spare wheel on this car, which is such a shame, and it really does annoy me. Currently, manufacturers supplying these 12-volt pumps with the latex that just doesn't work. Throw it away, guys. Get rid of it. Invest in a set of run flats, because that is probably the safest and best way to go when you're buying one of these cars. In the back for the passengers, it doesn't get much better. The width of this car will dictate you can get at least 3 adults across the back there. I'm not saying you should, but it's there if you need it. You've got the ISOFIX points as well for the kiddie seats either side, and there's also an additional set of ISOFIX points here in the front seat as well on the passenger side. So that's a nice little extra bonus that you get with this car. Another little bonus you get with this car is the tri-zone air climate control. So that means in the back there, passengers get their own air conditioning system. They can actually change the temperature on it and change the output, which is really nice. I love that. You've got a couple of charging points for your peripherals, so you're going to be able to plug anything in the back there. And to be honest, it is just a super comfortable place to sit. I like the size of the windows and the height of it, and you've got window blinds as well, so during the summer you can pop them up and it keeps it nice and cool. So there you have it, guys, the Skoda Enyaq IV Coupé review. What did I think of it? It's got to be worth a test drive, hasn't it? I mean, it's versatile, it's family friendly, it's comfortable, it's got all the bits and pieces on it, and I've really enjoyed driving it, believe it or not. I've had it a couple of weeks now, and apart from, you know, having to charge it every now and then because I don't have a home charger, it's just been a really lovely addition to the AJ family, if you like. The kids have loved it, used it for the school run, taken the dogs out in it. It's just been a really cool car to have. And I would definitely suggest you get down and give one a test drive if you're in the market for an electric SUV, you know, of a premium sort of level, because it's definitely ticking all my boxes when it comes to that. Another thing which I'm quite impressed with is the warranty that VW Group actually offer with the Enyaq, and that is a 3-year or 60,000 mile full warranty, which is pretty reasonable. You get a 12-year anti-perforation, or rusty bits as I like to call it, not that you're ever going to find it on any of these cars. 12-year anti-perforation warranty, 3-year paintwork warranty. You also get 3 years roadside assistance. That's a full roadside assistance package, simply brilliant. But the most important of all is an 8-year or 100,000 mile battery warranty, because that's really important when you're reselling this car or you're handing it on to the next owner, because you can transfer transfer all these over as well, these warranties. And having 8 years or a 100,000 mile warranty, I think is definitely essential when it comes to an all-electric car. I've really enjoyed driving the car, and I do suggest you get down and give one a test drive. Head down to your Skoda sales room and ask if you can take one of these out and have a run in it and see what you think, because I can wax lyrical about this car, and at the end of the day the choice is down to you, but I do highly recommend the test drive. You've been watching me, AJ, on the Player YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed our little review of the Skoda Enyaq IV Coupe. I've enjoyed driving it. Don't forget, like, subscribe and comment. So if you've bought one of these cars, or you're thinking of buying one, or I've missed something out, or I've made a mistake in something, then just put a comment in the box down below and one of the team will get back to you as soon as possible. We are very busy with comments at the moment, so do give them a couple of days to get back to you. Also, if you want to subscribe, then please do subscribe, because the bell sign is there to be unchecked, because you need to get regular updates of everything we're doing. Because as you saw at the beginning of this video, we don't just do car reviews, we do loads and loads of other bits and pieces, which I'm sure, you know, there's going to be something else of interest there that you might find interesting. And with that bell sign unchecked, you're going to get regular updates as well. As I mentioned, we don't just do car reviews. That's because we are part of The Player. It's a much bigger organisation. It's The Player Bookazine, and you can get your hands on a copy of this completely free of charge. Well, not the real thing. The real thing is like £100 UK for a hardback magazine. That's the only way it can be described. It's 220 pages of everything us guys absolutely love. So, you know, you're not going to go amiss by flicking through those pages. The online version, you're going to get that completely free of charge. Just head over to www.theplayer.co.uk, and all you've got to do is just fill in your name and email. It's as simple as that. No big forms, no credit cards, nothing. It's all there for you. There's cars, there's boats, there's jet skis, you know, there's interviews, there's food, there's golf, there's holidays. There's going to be some in there that you're going to really love, and it's all free for you, the online version at least anyway. Last but not least, if I could ask you one big favour, would you mind giving us a thumbs up, please, guys, because the crew and myself, we put a lot into these videos, and although we don't get a pay rise or a bonus, what we do get is a pat on the back from the boss and the sponsors to say, job well done, guys, and that keeps us in a job at the end of the day, and I'd really appreciate it if you'd give us a thumbs up. I'll catch you next week with hopefully something as interesting and versatile as the Skoda Enyaq IV Coupe. Take it easy, guys. See you next week.